Hi dear students, how are you all? I believe you are all keeping well. Well students, in today's session we are going to begin our unit 2 which is titled as Games and Sports. Okay, our unit 2 is titled as Games and Sports. We have reading A, reading B, reading C. Reading A deals with the true height. Reading B, which is titled as What is a Player Poem. Reading C, VVS Lakshman, very special. Okay? Dream, dream, and dream high, for dreams lead to thoughts, and thoughts lead to actions. Dear students, according to you, what does this quotation express? Yes, this quotation is an inspiration as it helps the young to clinch the high places in reality. Okay, and it is very essential to dream high. It gives us a spirit to work hard and attain in our life something which we dream of, right? A person must always remember his or her own dream and go ahead with the perfect plans to make his or her dreams come true. Besides, hard work, determination, and perseverance are essential. Okay? Dear students, today we are going to read our reading A which is titled as True Height. Okay, now before get into the lesson, let's have the gist of the lesson. Okay, this is a story about a self-trained, self-determined boy, Michael Stone, who even as a boy dreamed of flying. His mother read a number of stories about flying when Michael was growing up. He got so much of inspiration and had the dreams of flying. But his father was a realist. He believed in hard work and sweat only. Michael's trainer and coach was his father only. He made Michael do exercises, weightlifting, and others in orderly way. Michael developed dedication, determination, and discipline, which were the dreams of his coach. Michael took part in pole vaulting event at the National Junior Olympics. He was to take part in the final event. At that time, he totally kept his body, mind under his control and could clear 17.6 which was a national and international junior Olympics record. It was a new world record. This was one of the greatest events in the world because Michael was a blind boy. So dear students, I believe you have understood the gist of the lesson, right? Dear students, before we get into the lesson, let's watch a small video clipping on pole vaulting. Okay? So dear students, I believe you have understood how a pole vaulting sports is, right? Now let's get into the actual part of our lesson. Okay. His palms were sweating. He needed a towel to dry his grip. A glass of ice water quenched his thirst but hardly cooled his intensity. The astroturf he sat on was as hot as the competition he faced today at the National Junior Olympics. The pole was set at 17 feet. That was 3 inches higher than his personal best. Michael Stone confronted the most challenging day of his pole vaulting career. So how were his palms? They were sweating and he needed a towel to dry his palms in order to make them dry and to have a proper grip over the pole, and he needed a glass of ice water to quench his thirst. Okay, now the astroturf is a type of artificial grass. It's a grass surface used especially for sports grounds. Okay, so he sat on the astroturf and it was as hot as a competition, which means the competition was very hard. Okay, he faced today at the National Junior Olympics. It's not just local competition, it is at the National Junior Olympics. Okay, and what was the sport? It was a pole vaulting. The pole was set at 17 feet. Okay, and it was 3 inches higher than his personal best. Okay, 3 inches higher than his personal best. Who is he here? It's Michael Stone. Okay, Michael Stone. Michael Stone confronted the most challenging day of his pole vaulting career. Okay, that was the most confronting day in his life, in his career of pole vaulting. Okay. The stands were still filled with about 20,000 people, even though the final race had ended an hour earlier. The pole vault is truly a glamour event of any track and field competition. The sportsman combines the grace of gymnast with the strength of a bodybuilder. Pole vaulting also has the element of flying, and the thought of flying as high as a two-storied building is a mere fantasy to anyone watching such an event. Today, it is not only Michael Stone's reality and dream, it is his quest. So, dear students, the final race had ended an hour earlier, but still the stands were filled with the 20,000 people. Okay, and the pole vaulting sport is a glamorous event. Okay, it's a glamorous event, and here the pole vaulter or the sports person combines both the grace of gymnastic or gymnast with the strength of a bodybuilder. Now, do you know who is a gymnast? One who performs gymnastics, right? Now, bodybuilder who has a like a six pack. Okay, so the sports person combines, the pole vaulter combines the grace of gymnast with the strength of a bodybuilder. Okay, now pole vaulting also has the element of flying. Now we have already seen in our previous video, right? They run with a long pole, and finally what it's like, they are like flying in the air. So pole vaulting also has the element of flying. Okay, and the thought of flying as high as a two-storied building is mere a fantasy. It is not just a little bit of like flying. It's almost like two-storied height of a building. Okay, flying as high as a two-storied building. It's mere a fantasy for anyone to watch such an event. And today it is not only Michael Stone's reality and dream, it is his quest. It was not just the reality and dream, it was his greatest quest in his life. Okay? As long as Michael could remember, he had always dreamed of flying. Michael's mother read him numerous stories about flying when he was growing up. Her stories were always the ones that described the land from a bird's eye view. Her excitement and passion for details made Michael's dreams full of color and beauty. Michael had this one recurring dream. He would be running down a country road. He could feel the rocks and chunks of dirt at his feet. As he raced down the golden lined wheat fields, he would always outrun the locomotives passing by. He would begin soaring like an eagle. So Michael Stone had always dreamt of flying, and even Michael Stone's mother read him numerous stories about flying as he was growing up. Okay, simple. Michael's mother or Michael Stone's mother would read plenty of stories about flying as Michael Stone was growing. Okay, her stories were always the ones that described the land from bird's eye view. Now, what is meant by bird's eye view? View of all the aspects of something. For example, if you go to, you know, um, what is it called, in Vizag? Araku Valley, if you stand at the edge of the valley, you can have a bird's eye view. You can just, see everything that is present there. Okay? Michael had one recurring dream, a dream that comes always. Now, what is a dream? It's like, he would be running down a country road. Country road is a countryside. Countryside is village. Okay, he's running on a country road, village side, and he could feel the rocks and chunks, dirt at his feet. Now, what is meant by chunks? Something that has been separated. Okay, now you can just imagine, right, how the roads could be in village side. Okay, so he could feel the dirt at his feet, and he raced down the golden lined wheat fields. Okay, now we know it already. The villages are, fresh and green with the fields, right? So he says he raced down the golden line wheat fields, and he would always outrun the locomotives passing by. And he says that he would always overtake the locomotives. Locomotives are the vehicles. He would overtake locomotives that are passing by, and he would begin soaring like an eagle, flying like an eagle. When you see an eagle flying, it soars into the sky. It goes to the highest peak of the, heights of the mountains, right? Okay? Where he flew would always coincide with his mother's stories. His dad, on the other hand, was not a dreamer. Bet Stone was a hardcore realist. He believed in hard work and sweat. His motto, if you want something, work for it. Okay, now who is Bet Stone? Bet Stone is the father of Michael Stone. Okay, he was a hardcore realist, and he always believed in hard work and sweat. And what is his motto? If you want to achieve something in life, you have to work for it. Okay, whose motto? Father of Michael Stone, that is Bet Stone. Okay, and Michael Stone says that wherever he flew, he would always coincide with his mother's stories, and his mother's stories always, had a thought of or a dream of flying high. Okay, do you understand now? From the age of 14, Michael did just that. He began a very careful and regimented weightlifting program. He worked out every other day with the weights. with some kind of running work on alternate days. The program was carefully monitored by Michael's coach, trainer, and father. Michael's dedication, determination, and discipline was a coach's dream. Besides being an honest student, Michael Stone continued to help his parents with their form course. Michael's persistence in striving for perfection was not only his obsession but his passion. Mildred Stone, Michael's mother, wished that he could relax a bit more and be that free dreaming little boy. On one occasion, she attempted to talk to him and his father about this, but his dad quickly interrupted, smiled, and said, "You want something? Work for it." So, from the age of 14 onwards, Michael Stone began a very careful and regimented as a strict and organized weightlifting program. Okay, he started weightlifting program at the age of 14 years. He worked out every other day with the weights and with some kind of running work on alternative days. Okay, now the program was carefully monitored by Michael's coach, who is Michael's coach and trainer. It's his father himself. Okay, what is his father's name? Bedstone. Okay, and Michael's dedication, determination, and discipline was coach's dream. Okay, at the age of 14 itself, Michael Stone was, very determined and committed boy. Okay, he was a very disciplined boy. Okay, now besides being an honest student, Michael Stone continued to help even his parents with their farm chores. Okay, not only working on his workouts like weightlifting, running races. Okay, but even he would always help his parents. Michael's persistence in striving for perfection was not only his obsession but his passion. He was so committed and he was so disciplined that he always aimed at perfection, not just for the sake of doing it. Okay, he always aimed at perfection, and it was his passion. Okay, whatever he does it with the perfection. Okay. Now, who is Mildred Stone? Here, it's Mildred Stone is Michael's mother. Michael's mother wishes that he could relax a bit more. Okay, but immediately Michael Stone's father interrupts and he says that if he wants to achieve something, we have to work for it. Okay, Mildred's mother wants him to spend some time relaxing, but Bet Stone, who is the father of Michael Stone, says that if you want to achieve something, you cannot just sit and relax. You have to work for it till you achieve it. Okay, did you understand? All of Michael's walls today seem to be the reward for his hard work. If Michael Stone was surpassed, thrilled, or arrogant about clearing the bar at 17 feet, you couldn't tell. As soon as he landed on the inflated landing mat and with the crowd on its feet, Michael immediately began preparing for his next attempt at flight. He seemed oblivious of the fact that he had just surpassed his personal best by 3 inches and that he was one of the final 2 competitors in the pole vaulting event at the National Junior Olympics. So there is no reward without hard work. Okay, if Michael Stone was surprised, thrilled, and proud about clearing the bar at 17 feet. Okay, it couldn't have been. Okay, as soon as he landed or as soon as he completed 17 feet, the 3 inches higher than him, the bird, he started preparing for the next attempt at flight. Okay, he seemed obvious the fact that he had surpassed his personal best by 3 inches. Okay, now what does it mean? The bird was kept at 3 inches higher than his personal height. Okay, so he was not just thrilled and he was arrogant or surprised by completing 17 feet. Okay, he started preparing for the next flight. Okay, so he had another competitor. There were only two competitors in the final National Junior Olympics, okay, in pole vaulting. Do you understand? Michael cleared the bar at 17 feet and 2 inches and 17 feet 4 inches. Again, he showed no emotion. Constant preparation and determination were his vision. As he lay on his back and heard the crowd groan, he knew the other vaulter had missed his final jump. He knew it was time for his final jump. Since the other vaulter had fewer misses, Michael needed to clear this vault to win. A miss could get him second place, nothing to be ashamed of, but Michael would not allow himself the thought of not winning first place. So finally, Michael had cleared 17 feet, next 17 feet and 2 inches, and then 17 feet and 4 inches. And again, he showed no emotion. He was not thrilled or he was not surprised. Okay, he started preparing for the next jump. Okay, he started preparing for the next flight. Okay, now as he lay on his back and heard the crowd was cheering. Okay, the crowd was cheering, and he knew the other vaulter, the competitor of Michael Stone, had missed his final jump. Okay, so in final round there were only two. Okay, one is Michael Stone, other one is another competitor. Okay, when people started groaning or shouting, Michael Stone understood that the other competitor missed the final jump. Okay, and he knew it was time for his final jump. Okay, that is for Michael Stone. Okay, it was the turn of Michael Stone to jump. Okay, now if Michael Stone misses a jump, he would get the second place, and he was not ashamed of getting second place, but he did not give the thought of not getting or not winning the first place. See what a determination, perseverance that he possesses. Okay, so dear students, we end our session with this. See you in the next session to know what actually happened, whether Michael Stone had succeeded in jumping, okay, in his pole vault. Fine. See you in the next session. Take care. Till then, bye.